All right, David Can here with another question from topic 2.1, motion. And in this question, we're talking about displacement and average speed. We have a ball which is thrown vertically upwards from the ground. The graph shows the variation with time t of the vertical displacement d of the ball. And that's important to note. This x-axis is a time axis, not a displacement axis. So even though it looks like the ball is going up and over like you're throwing a pass to your friend on the football pitch, it's actually going straight up and down over time. So as time goes on, the ball goes up to height d, and then down to 0 again. All right, so which of the following gives the final displacement after time t and the average speed between time 0 and time t at the end here? All right, displacement, we have two choices. It's either gone nowhere or it's gone a distance 2d. Now, if you remember your definition for displacement, this is easy to answer. Displacement is the distance traveled from the start in a straight line. So it's not your odometer, it's your straight line pointing back to the start. And this ball goes up and then goes right back down to the same initial height, 0. Which means that the ball hasn't really gone anywhere. Like, yeah, sure, it's gone up, but it's also come back down to your hand. So its displacement is 0. Hasn't wound up being any further away. So already we know the answer is A or B. We've narrowed it down to a 50-50. The next question is the average speed 0 or not? And here's a little tricky thing. 2d over t looks like a complicated formula, but we don't actually need to worry about it because the only thing we have to determine is should the average speed be 0? And the answer is no. The average speed should not be 0 because speed is not a vector. It doesn't care what direction you're traveling in. The ball goes up and comes back down. It's always traveling somewhere, except maybe at the top. So the average speed is going to be anything but 0. The average of something, 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 nothing, something, 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 something is definitely not 0. So no, the answer must be B. Out of curiosity, why is it 2d on t? Well, it goes back to the definition of average velocity, or excuse me, average speed. The average speed is going to be the distance traveled over the time taken. Now, I thought we just said the distance traveled was 0. No, we said the displacement traveled was 0. Distance is not a vector, and it doesn't care that the ball returned to your hand. Distance says the ball traveled d meters up and then d meters down, which means that the distance traveled is 2d. How long did it take to travel 2d? It took t seconds. 2d on t is the average speed.